Welcome to Brainstorm MTG. I'm ELD, and this is Fast Effect, Double Speed Magic the Gathering from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Mass. Here we have Adam on Stoneforge versus Rodney on this Dreadstill build, which does have the advantage of kind of being an unknown deck. We've got a fetch land, Polluted Delta, being sacrificed in response to this Stoneforge Mystic. We may see a Spell Snare, perhaps a Stifle. What is he going to do about this 2-mana threat? Batterskull. Oh, and just float a blue and daze. Sure. That'll set Rodney back just a little bit. Tempo-wise, obviously much better on the play than it is on the draw. We'll see if that read is correct. Will Adam continue trying to throw pressure at Rodney? Will he have to pass? He passes. And the longer this game goes, that returned land is going to matter less and less. Daze's drawback easily offset. And now we've got Standstill. A Spell Pierce on that, and Rodney does not want to fight over it. Narset coming down now. And Narset plays a very similar role to Standstill. Just an absolute bomb of a permanent that generates card advantage. Really messes with your opponent's lines. That merits a Force of Negation. Pitching Standstill. And Adam forces back. What does Rodney do here? Narset is going to be such bad news. It's going to dig, find 2 different cards. He has no board presence, so he's not going to be able to get her off the board. He may have to force a will back here. Narset just that bad. Getting 2 cards, plus preventing all of his cantrips from being useful. I mean, this is a must-handle permanent. He simply cannot let this card take over. And yeah, he comes to the same conclusion. Force a will. Just a couple of basic islands here for Rodney. Not actually sure what that conversation was about. Adam is fetching. Grabbing a basic plains. I believe it was a Flooded Strand that he sacrificed. And now we've got a Dreadnought, Stifle. Well, we've got a 12-12. Rodney's Hellbent. Will this 12-12 be good enough? Nope. Nope, that's getting bounced by Jace. That is an absolute blowout situation. Answering the Dreadnought and getting a Jace the Mind Sculptor. Why not? Adam firmly in the driver's seat here, starting out with a Ponder. And with as few cards as Rodney has, he is going to immediately begin Fate Sealing. This may become his path to victory, if he's able to keep Rodney off of anything useful. Oh, and it looks like he may have left a land on top, which was actually what Rodney needed. He's got a True Name Nemesis now. Brainstorm. He can Brainstorm again with Jace. He'll be able to get some extra cards, but he really needs an answer to this True Name. And he thinks about it. He's actually going to tick up. See who he targets here. He'll target himself, putting the card to the bottom. Trying to keep this Jace the Mind Sculptor alive. Mishra's Factory going to make it even tougher. And if Rodney swinging at the life total, I don't believe we actually saw the life total go down. And a Stoneforge Mystic showing up for Adam. Stoneforge can find Batterskull and at least stabilize against this True Name Nemesis. Alright, so I'm not actually open right now, but we just had a lost old man come in looking for someplace to buy stamps, so I apologize for that. We are going to be getting through this backlog of videos one way or another. Looks like in that intervening period, Adam has surged back, landing a true name nemesis of his own, along with this Stoneforge. Now this Mishra's Factory gets taken out by Adam. I believe a Swords to Plowshares. And the race is on here. Adam has made a ton of land drops. Now he has a Snapcaster Mage. That gets Spell Snared. No cards in hand left for Adam, but he does have a Jace the Mind Sculptor. And Rodney's been going face. While this Jace has just continued to brainstorm. And now we've got a Teferi. Teferi Time Raveler. I'm guessing that this Stoneforge Mystics trigger was stifled while I was looking away. And now Stoneforge is being recast, protected by this Teferi, allowing him to grab Umezawa's Jite. And will he try and cast it this turn? That would put him down to 6, which means True Name plus Lightning Bolt would be lethal. A very dangerous proposition. Down to 4. Once he passes the turn, Rodney gonna have to F6 here. Not gonna be able to interact at all thanks to this Teferi. Teferi plussing. Umezawa's Jite coming down. True Name picks it up. No one's really better at carrying equipment than him. And I think that will likely seal it here. This Jit going to be able to gain the life and get out of range of this True Name. Gaining 4 life a turn. Compared to the 3 damage being dealt, we've got a Lightning Bolt. That's going right at Adam. Could Rodney have Snapcaster Bolt here? What an absolute savage situation that would be. He goes up to 8. Lightning Bolt's going to resolve. Down to 5. Swinging with True Name. And he does pass. Teferi ticks up. Brainstorm from Jace. These Planeswalkers working together incredibly well. Rodney down to 4. Adam effectively at 6. Thanks to those counters, a Lightning Bolt or a Snapcaster still potentially lethal. And Batterskull into hand. Very close to being able to cast that True Name, put in the Batterskull with the other Stoneforge. I'm sorry, cast the Stoneforge, use the other Stoneforge to put in Batterskull, and then equip it to True Name. It looks like he was 1 mana shy of that. That, of course, would have netted 7 extra life. Batterskull, very good on a True Name. As a mode. Often the game doesn't get to that point, but the threat of True Name carrying that much equipment will actually just lead to a concession moving on to the next game. True Name is just so difficult to deal with. And Batterskull also in its own right a very resilient threat, being able to bounce it for 3 mana back to your hand and either cast it honestly or cheat it back in with Stoneforge. Either way creates quite a bit of inevitability against many decks in the format. When things really go sideways and the whole match is a train wreck, being able to get extra mileage out of those permanents is just super important. And Stoneforge is one of those decks that looks to do that. A lot of attrition. Perhaps not as much as Grixis or, the Baleful Strix style control decks that are literally just trading and 2-for-1ing constantly. Adam getting a basic island. Rodney with this flooded strand. Mishra's Factory staring back at a Stoneforge Mystic. Takes this opportunity to fetch. And Spell Snare taking down that Stoneforge. Spell Snare card we're not seeing as much of lately. Spell Pierce seems to be a little bit more popular, but it is a hard counter. And I think Stoneforge Mystic may be the best argument for the card, really. Spell Pierce hits Renin 6, as well as many of the other 2-mana spells. Tarmogoyf's another reasonable reason to run Spell Snare. And Teferi comes down. That gets Force of Willed. And now a Brainstorm for Rodney. He is digging. Really needs to find another mana so he can get this True Name on board. Attempt to ride it into victory. No such luck. Now a Narset. And he is tapped off of blue. Does he have another pitch counter he's actually willing to spend on this? Looks like he is thinking about it. He may just be thinking about how bad it is. I feel like I see a flash of red in his hand. So a single card going to be added to hand. Oh, Back to Basics is a filthy one. Force of Will, a very good option, but Back to Basics could just wrap it up. No, he's gonna go with the Force of Will, perhaps the safer of the two. But Back to Basics versus this mana base, whew. That would be rough. Lightning Bolt clearing Narset. Very interesting. I would have expected a swing from Mishra's Factory here just to make sure that he's not able to draw another card or put another card into his hand. And we're seeing Narset getting cleared. But upgraded to Jace. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Fate Sealing Rodney here. It's up to 5. Lightning Bolt will not eliminate him in one shot, though the Mishra's Factory could easily help. Oh, and Pyroblast clearing him. That wasn't on top of the library, was it? That is a super disappointing Jace for Adam. All it did is Fate Seal. I'm not sure what he left on top. Stoneforge Mystic. Grabbing a Batter Skull. That gets cleared with Dismember. And now a Standstill landing. And Rodney, despite not even drawing a third land yet, is somehow still in this game. Standstill could be a real problem. Adam about to give Rodney an Ancestral Recall. He brainstorms. Rodney draws 3 cards. Will that be enough to pull him back into this game? Adam with enough mana to potentially make 2 decent plays here. First one's going to be a true name, and it sticks. Rodney's able to fetch. And he's got a true name of his own. Both players now with their nemesises on board. Adam with a slight lead in life. Rodney already has a factory on board, so technically only a 3-turn clock for Rodney, though the factory much more vulnerable. And now that Batterskull coming down. We've got a double daze. Daze number 1, Adam's going to be able to pay for after fetching. And the second one is actually going to get this Batterskull out of there. So Rodney just swinging with the true name right now, keeping the mana open, indicating that he's got some more counters. Down to 8. Now keep in mind, Dreadstill does have the range of using Lightning Bolt as well to potentially shave a turn off of this combat scenario. Three more damage, 8 apiece, all tied up. And now a Delver of Secrets. And this could mean lethal if it flips. This gets Swords to Plowshared, giving just a point of life back. So it's a 3-turn clock still. Rodney really actually representing a 2-turn clock versus Adam's 1 card in hand, and it's a Snapcaster. So it looks like he's going to try and accelerate things, and it just gets Pyroblasted, so Adam now hellbent. That Snapcaster would have been a very welcome addition. Oh, and Council's Judgment. He brainstorms. Is that die turns? Are we actually in turns? I don't think so. Looks like we're about 36 minutes into the match according to my timer. He's got the Council's Judgment. Sends for 3. Another true name nemesis. So now Rodney with a 1-turn clock. So he had true name nemesis and Council's Judgment. Adam's at 8. So a Lightning Bolt will no longer do it. Council's Judgment seemed like the ideal card, but it looks like True Name might actually be better. It's going to stop this factory and crack back for the win. I don't think Rodney has any way of gaining the life. That 4 life off of the Dismember feeling awful right now. And there it is. Rodney has to extend the hand. Adam says, still got all these. Council's Judgment to take care of your True Name. Umezawa's Jite to start gaining some life. It just felt closer than it actually was, but it was an exciting game. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like, and we'll see you on the next one. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.